Hey everyone, what's going on? Hello to all of my beautiful subscribers. I hope all of you are doing well on this Saturday night. Welcome back to my channel. This is Meaningful Intuitive Guided Tarot here. I have one question for you, which leads me to why I am returning after a couple of days. And I do apologize that I haven't come to you guys to give you some readings. But today is something very significant that is going on. So my first question is, how many of you are Tauruses out there? If you are a Taurus, this is going to be an exclusive reading for all my Tauruses out there. So to my Bullgang, gang, welcome back, because this is going to be an exclusive full moon reading, as the full moon is in our sign, including me, because I am a Taurus. So if you are a Taurus having different placements, regardless if it's your sun, if it's your moon, if it's your rising or Venus, this will be your reading. And like I said, this is exclusive for us Tauruses. Now for the other element signs, I will probably be bringing you guys your reading starting on Monday. But today, this full moon, as I said, is coming in on the sign of Taurus, which means that it is a significant change. How so? Because this eclipse is said to be the last eclipse of the end of this year, which rounds out any type of other eclipse that's been going on, which, by the way, we are still under that solar eclipse, which is going to be around up until somewhere around April. But this is a lunar eclipse that happens to be falling in the sign of Taurus. And so again, if you are a Taurus, we are going to, if you will, we're going to be closing out this 2023 year with something very significant and powerful. Another reason why I wanted to come to you guys is because, as well as I give you readings, I as well pull cards for myself. And so when I pulled out my reading to see what's in store for me and how I will close out this end of 2023, I will say I was very excited and very amazed as to what's to come. And basically, as well, everything that I started in terms of planting seeds and all that I wanted to manifest, Spirit has told me that I will begin to see the fruits of my labor, and that all my hard work will pay off, and that there are surprises that is coming up. So that's basically what was the chunk of the message that came out in my reading. And so with that, I felt that it was a message for Tauruses as a whole. So I wasn't just biased to what I saw, but I felt that collectively, for all signs, but particularly for us, because it's in our sign, that is the moon, and because it is, again, just like with the new moon in Libra, it is attached and a part of an eclipse. Eclipse marks very significant changes. So yes, in retrospect, it is going to impact all zodiac signs, but because this is the last full moon of the eclipse, that is, that we're coming toward the end of this year, it is something very special. And that's why I wanted to call all my Tauruses, my Bullgang, today on this Saturday, to see and to give you what I will share with you in terms of how it is that we are going to close out this cycle of this 2023 eclipse. All right. So with all that being said, to all my Tauruses, welcome my feminine, and if I have some masculine that's going to be tuning in, this will be an exclusive reading. And so right quick, it's going to be a relatively short, very simple, straight to the point reading, as I pulled out 3 cards to represent the significance behind this full moon eclipse. And we're going to close out with a message in terms of what the Spirit guides say is basically going to be the overall suggestion in terms of us having to continue to cultivating what it is that we have already cultivated. All right, so right quick, let me just give you guys just a quick synopsis of what this full moon in Taurus is really signifying. So like I said, it marks a catalyst for significant change. This full moon is also called the full moon hunter's full moon eclipse, in Taurus happening today, October 28th, which lead us to crave and prioritize stability in all aspects of our life. This full moon also impacts all zodiac signs, but it will be so more for Taurus and Scorpio. And the reason being is that Taurus will feel it most, especially because it's important to note that this eclipse marks the culmination of a series of events along the Taurus-Scorpio conjunction that we had pretty much going back to November 21st. And speaking of that, it is calling for us to kind of reflect, if we can, and think back to November of 2021 and see what it is that you can say will trigger us to reflect upon those past events and how now, up until now, the current dynamics of a continuation of whatever other energies that we kind of implanted in. Okay? Overall, the emphasis is us listening deeply for our essential nature and greatest expression can be our guide forwards as we embrace our transformative cycles, honoring our commitments and deepest values while we all are going on a healing journey. We are all on a journey. It's just our path's going to be different. But on that journey, there will be an expression of healing depending on how things have happened for us in the past 2 years. So from the past 2 years up until now, whatever changes that has been going on in our lives, this eclipse is representing for us, along with Scorpio, right, is whatever we have planted, whatever we have cultivated from before, now we are going to kind of see all of that come to our fruition, right? So speaking of which, I did pre-pull a card from the Moonology deck because we are, in fact, under a full moon eclipse, and it's about conclusions are within reach. So in fact, we are at the end of a cycle where, again, we have cultivated the fruits of our labor. I pulled also a card from the Astro deck because we are, in fact, under an astrological energy, and it is our energy, Tauruses, and it's about cultivating. So if you really look, you see that bull there representing us, representing how we are. But as Tauruses, you already should know that we are about what? Security and stability. But to get more about that cultivating, I'm going to go into the book, and I'm actually going to point out some more information in terms of really what it means by us cultivating. Now, for me, intuitively, I feel, just like myself, I feel that we already had planted the seeds going back to 2021. And I know personally, this is the case, that I have been planting seeds. I've been manifesting. I've been setting my intentions out to the universe, as I hope that you guys have been too, right? And letting whatever it is that we want to bring and attract into our life, send it out into the ethers so that whatever it is that we set, that now it was about patience. And believe me, that's not the easiest thing to do, right? Because as Tauruses, when we are driven, once we have something that we are driven towards, something that has gotten our attention, and we work hard behind it, we almost kind of want to see things coming to fruition right then and there. But life doesn't work that way. Neither does the universe when it comes to bringing things into our lives. So we have, in fact, been persevering. We have been patient. So now we are at the conclusion of things coming into fruition. Now, again, when I did my personal reading and my spread, it showed me, in fact, because as I look down at the deck, it's the Page of Cups, which is one of the cards that I did get in my personal spread. The Page of Cups is all about things that is going to make us emotionally happy. But also Pages brings news. So there's going to be a lot of good news. Also got the Eight of Wands. Even though it didn't come out, but I feel collectively, us Tauruses, there's going to be a lot of opportunities that's going to open up for us. I think that things that have been delayed, things that have been stalled for us up until now, we are going to be in a pinnacle energy, in a period where we are going to receive lots of good news. It's going to be a lot of communications going on. Things that, again, that we have planted and that we didn't quite see yet, we are going to see it. And it's going to actually start to take off for us from under this full moon into the next couple of months. So between now and between the end of this year, between now and the end of December, there should be something you would know on a personal level how that will impact you. Because, of course, I'm reading for the general of you Tauruses, right? That it's going to be different. Each change is going to be different for each of you. But collectively, there is something that will be skyrocketing for us for the positive, all right? And I want you guys to come for me in the comment section and let me know as you begin to feel and see the changes. Let me know and share with me what changes you have in fact begun to see on a positive note, all right? So going back to the energy of cultivating, what really is the message behind this? So it says, it asks us to hold still, dig in, grow roots, and strengthen over time. And I feel like, again, this is something that we have done over time. We have planted seeds. We have set our intentions out there, right? We have manifest. It says manifest in a practical way, signified by that bull that you see here, standing in its field. Taurus rules the neck and voice. Its purpose is to bring life into matter through growing wildflowers and crops, through our muscular strength and the central potential of our bodies, and through the solidness of our material resources. So, what is required, or what has already begun for us? So when it comes to the action in terms of cultivating, as I said, this is something that we have already begun to do back in 2021. It says to work with the metaphor of gardening, plow the ground, plant the seeds, nurture the crops with water and fertilizer, and protect these crops from predation. Grow roots rather than travel. Investigate what concrete form your project should take and the next practical steps in that direction. Appreciate the senses as we Tauruses do. Notice what you see, smell, hear, feel, and taste. Use the senses to be in the present moment and let time flow by. Cuddle and feed. Okay? So that is the overall motto for us, like I said, that have been triggered starting back from 2021, maybe for some of you for 2022, and yet maybe for some of you it might have begun to take shape in something that you planted maybe from the start of this year. So whether it was 2021, 22, or the start of this year, know that by the end of the year, as we are ready to leap forward into 2024, there's going to be lots of perspective, good positive things on the horizon for us. All right, Tauruses? So that is very good news. I'm excited. And like I said, I felt very compelled to share with you guys because caring is sharing, or sharing is caring, whichever way. So for all my fellow Tauruses out there, let's jump right into the 3 cards that will represent the overall idea of what it is that we have cultivated and what it is that we will have to continue to cultivate, right? So even though there are good things on the horizon, but as Tauruses, we are stable, we are grounded. So it's like we don't just plant and grow, right? We want to see things to bloom. We want to see things to come to our fruition, which means that it's still going to require us to continue to put in the work, to continue for us to cultivate, right? So, but at the same time, it's really just giving us the insurance to know that this is our time pretty much. This is our time to shine. We have been hidden in plain sight, Tauruses, right? So if you agree with me, let me know in the comment section. I've been hidden in plain sight. So Spirit showed me that it's my time to shine. It's your time to shine as well in whatever aspect of your life. So this can be reflective upon your relationships. If it's where you have been maybe single, or you have had some type of not things going well in the love department, now is your time to shine. You are going to attract love to your life. If this is a situation when it's surrounding career and work where you haven't been shined, you've been overlooked, now you are going to have an opportunity to now become, if you will, overbooked, because now opportunities is going to flow. If you have in your own way have not allowed yourself to shine, right, when it comes to your personal growth and development, now is the time that you are going to set things in motions, right? And you are going to go after. You're going to be more fired up more than ever between now under this full moon, and you are going to allow yourself, right, to manifest, set the intentions, and say to myself, why can I? Why can I not shine? What am I doing? What have I done wrong to block myself from being shown and seen for whatever it is? Now is your time to shine. All right. So the three cards that came out for us, we got is the Five of Wands, the Queen of Wands, and the Ace of Cups. So what do all of these energies represent? Well, first, Five of Wands is conflict. It's also competition. So in essence, wands can be either competition from the outside that is coming toward us, but it also can be our own inner conflict that we you can say bring upon ourselves. So I can resonate with this because I've had my own battles and being conflicted and dealing with my own inner challenges, if you will, right? But again, at the end, I always say at the end that we have the power, we have the ability to always change the narrative of our story for the better, right? Thinking about the Magician, which is the major arcana of the tarot. The Magician is one of my favorite major arcanas because not only is it about manifesting, but there the Magician holds the wand. The wand is connected to fire. Fire is connected to action, passion, so things that drive us. So it's like if we are still finding ourselves fighting our own inner conflicts, then sometimes it's not about other people that is causing us to not be driven to what we want to create our life, right? Sometimes we have to get up and pursue what it is, to go after it is what it is that we want, right? And so steady wins the race. So as long as we are steady and vigilant to continue to move toward what it is that we want to create for ourselves, right? Going back to cultivating those seeds, then in fact, at some point, Spirit's going to say, yes, you have taken that action. You have taken the initiative to do that. So now, as we are winding down this end of the year, it's like things that you thought passed you by, and that's another thing too. Things and opportunities that have passed us by. Like I also have other professional career pursuits that I'm involved in. And sometimes, you know, for instance, modeling. So I am also a model. I'm a commercial model. And sometimes, because it also is a competitive industry to be a model, as you guys already know, it's very competitive. And sometimes it's like where I'm like, if the opportunities come up for other people and it's like, man, well, hello, like what about me? Like, how is it that it was given to someone else? Or when will my time come to shine and for me to do my thing? So that's just like my own personal experience that I kind of wanted to share with you guys, that when it comes to certain things that we are going after, but what keeps me very positive or to look at things from a different perspective is this: what is meant for me will not pass me by. And so in retrospect, the Five of Wands is saying there's no need to compete, Because what may look like opportunities is passing by, it wasn't meant for me, right? But when it's meant for me and when the time is right, it's going to be presented to me and for me. And that's where I will stand up and rise and shine and do my thing. And so, like you guys, whatever it is that you might find that other people is competing for and it's not being given to you, it's like, well, it's not meant for you. No, again, that what's meant for you will not pass you by. So that is like a lesson and a personal advice for me to you guys. So it's almost like saying, during this period of time, that all of our works and endeavors have not been unnoticed. It is our time to really show the world us, so to speak, right? Now, next to that, speaking of which, is the Queen of Wands. So we are coming up, my divine feminists out there, we are coming up as the Queen of Wands, right? We are beautiful. We are, like I said, we are driven. We are at an all-time high, right? So when it comes to personal growth, if you have allowed yourself to not see your own beauty, going back to that Five of Wands, maybe this has been on a personal level. Maybe you have felt that, I'm not as beautiful. I don't deserve this. Whatever it may be, there might be some personal, insecurity that's going on. During this time, under this full moon, thank this full moon, because the full moon is in our sign, which means let this full moon, being it is our moon, let it work for you. I'm going to let this full moon work for me. It's our moon, Tauruses. Let it work for you. Bring out that inner beauty so that what it is that you feel inside will exude on the outside. Attract. You are beautiful in every single way. Never forget that, right? And so as the Queen of Wands, go after what you want, but at the same time, know that as you allow yourself to see your strength and your beauty, as you allow yourself to open up the initiative in cultivating those seeds, in fact, it will attract other doors to come to open for you. All right, know your beauty, know your worth. And then the next card, which is the last card that came out, was the Ace of Love. Well, yes, the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups is like the Ace of Love, right? Because it's about new. But also what I got from it, speaking about loving yourself, is pour into yourself, right? So if you've been feeling low energy, if your vibrations during this season, during this year or the year before have felt you, insecure, it has maybe kept you on a low time, on a low vibrational frequency. Now is the time to utilize this full moon to lift yourself up and pour into yourself. Self-love yourself. When you self-love yourself, it will be easy to be self-disciplined. And self-discipline and self-loving yourself is ultimately self-care. So when I look at this Ace of Cups, it's about pouring into ourselves, giving ourselves that attention, right? But at the same time, something I just mentioned is, as we allow ourselves to see our inner beauty, we attract love as well. So for some, it may be that you might, between now and the end of the year, there might be someone on the horizon for you coming towards you in the love department, especially for you that are single and are looking for love. For those that are not looking for love, it's just saying to pour into yourself. Self-love yourself, right? And on top of the deck, we have the Empress. The Empress is another energy about self-loving yourself, nurturing yourself, right? Because the Empress is about nurturing, loving yourself. As you nurture a child, as you nurture a partner, if you're in a relationship, as you nurture your energy toward, people on the work front. At the end of the day, again, there you are. If you are lacking or have lacked any type of any type of energy, any type of positive attitude, this full moon in us is going to help us put us back on track, right? So there is definitely change, because underneath that, we got the death. Something ends, for something new to begin. We are on the verge, my Tauruses. We are on the verge of something very spectacular. And I am very curious to see if this is resonating with some of you. And again, I want you to please share, if you're comfortable to share how you have felt like the not things going in my way for the past year or the past 2 years. But now you might be starting to feel that things are starting to pick up. Things are starting to change. Yes, because that is what this eclipse is going to do for us. Now, as we wind down and close out, I ask Spirit overall, what is the advice and what will be the final mission, so to speak, during this course of this eclipse. And we have a leg up. And what does that mean? Well, for one thing, a leg up is receiving help, delegating authority, and it's about interdependence. But in particular, it's really about when you embrace interdependence, allowing teamwork and independence to commingle, miracles happen. And what it's really saying is, at the same time, especially if it's more or less for you guys that are like on the work front or any aspect of your life. But let's just say you are your own boss, you are an entrepreneur, and you have not been treating yourself well, giving yourself that self-love. Use this period of time to ask for help, right? Because sometimes while we are cultivating and planting seeds for ourselves, sometimes we do need support from other people. So if it's needed, don't be afraid to ask for help along the way, right? For those that are like-minded, that is, not people that look at you and don't want the best for you, but people that we form a special solid foundation with. We can get their help and support to help us cultivate at the same time. So if there's a part of you that feels that you need help, then ask for it, because sometimes we can't do it alone, right? And once we open that door where we can receive help and love, because this is also like a hand that's opening up. So if there's someone that is offering you help, whichever aspect it is, open up and allow them to give you that help that you need, because maybe in doing so, it will actually help us to move even closer toward our endeavors, our dreams. All right? I hope that makes sense, my Tauruses. I really, really would like your feedback and your comment upon watching this video, if it has resonated for you, and to let me know what it is that perhaps you might have been struggling with. What have been your challenges in whatever area? If you're comfortable to do so, let me know into the comment section. If you did like this video and you like the message that came out for you guys, you know what to do. Send me love by sending some electricity, sending some fire sparks to that thumb to give me a like. Share with your friends and family if you not only are a Taurus, but if you know someone, a family, a friend, a co-worker that is a Taurus and have any Taurus placements, put them on, share this video and put them on to see how it is that they can also benefit and utilize. And last but not least, one important thing is, guys, just so you guys know, full moons also is about releasing and letting go. So, as I am burning the sage, as a last advice, you guys, at any time, even if it's too late, depending on what time, what part of the world you are at, and you are looking at this video, if you don't have any sage, go out tomorrow, go to like a health store or any place that sells spiritual items, and go and pick up you some either Palo Santos or a sage. And sage, because what it is that full moons is also about purifying, cleansing, removing any negative energies that might be in your home. So every full moon, this is what I do. I go to every four corners of my apartment and I clean the space. Doing so at the same time, have your windows open, because the idea is that you want anything that is negative and has been lurking around that doesn't serve you, you want to let it go out of the window. Open up your door, let it go out the door. So you're opening up and now you're attracting all positiveness. All right, my Tauruses? So go ahead, get the saging, go ahead and manifest, and use this moon, our moon, to continue to cultivate, plant the seeds, and to manifest all that we want into our lives. And the reason for doing so is because we are, in fact, letting the universe know that it is time for us to shine. All right, my Tauruses, until the next time, I'm wishing all of you a wonderful and a beautiful Saturday, an remarkable weekend ahead, and see you the next time aboard this MIT train. Until then, everyone, peace, love, and light. Namaste. Take care.